Good morning, students. Today we discuss about 12th commerce, that is consumerism. In this chapter, we discuss consumer legislation. The Indian Contract Act in 1872 was passed to bind the people on the promise made in the contract. So, in order to protect the consumer themselves, this act was passed. So, under this act, the consumer can file any case against the unscrupulous traders. The Sale of Goods Act 1930. So, under this act, it protects consumer against sellers not complying with the expressed and implied warranties in the sale contract. So, this act will help the consumer. They should protect themselves from the seller not any complying with the expressed and implied warranty. The Essential Commodities Act 1955. So it will protect the consumer against artificial shortage created by the seller by holding the goods and thus selling the goods at a higher price in black market. So this act will protect the consumer about the artificial shortage of goods to create a shortage in black market and increase the price of the product. The Agricultural Product Grading and Marketing Act 1937. It will ensure the supply of agricultural commodities at a high quality. The Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954 will check the adulteration of food articles and ensure purity of goods supplied and thus protect the health of consumers. So this act will help the consumer protect themselves from the adulteration of food articles and they will protect the health themselves from the safeguard of this adulteration. Weights and Measurements Act 1976. So it will protect the consumer against malpractices of underweight or undermeasurement because of the seller will supply the product with underweight or while measuring the product they will undermeasure. So this act will help the consumer to protect themselves not to purchase underweight and undermeasured product. So this act has been replaced as the Legal Metrology Act 2009. The Trademark Act 1999. It will prevent the use of fraudulent marks on the product because of product will be supplied to the market before it will be well tested and mark will be given by the government. So based upon this act, the product are to be tested and analyzed, then only the government will give this type of good quality product mark. The Competition Act 2002 protect the consumer against unhealthy competitions. Indian Standard Institution Certificate Marks Act 1952. It is a ISI, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, provides special mark to product fulfilling minimum quality standards and thus ensure supply of quality product to the consumers. So through this act, the product will not be supplied to the consumer if it is not a quality one. So the quality of the product will be tested before it go to the market for consumption. So with this act, the consumer have to be safeguarded for using the unhealthy product. The Drugs and Magic Remedies Act 1954. It will prohibit advertisement of drugs and remedies claiming to have magical properties. The Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. This act will ensure the safety of drugs and cosmetics sold in India. The Food Safety Standard Act 2006. It regulates the manufacture, storage, and distribution of food in safe and wholesome condition to consumers. The Air, that is Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. It will control the prevention of pollution in India. The Public Liability Insurance. It will provide immediate relief to the person affected by accident, securing while handling hazardous substances. Then the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1987. So this act will prevent the production of narcotic drugs except for educational use. Next, the Consumer Protection Act 1986. It will be established by the government in order to safeguard the consumer. Nowadays, the consumers' grievances and dissatisfaction grow largely. So, consumers themselves did not have any effective mechanism or institutional arrangements for the speedy redressal of their grievances. So, lack of effective popular movement isolated the consumer, and so his plight is increased. So, with the help of this Consumer Protection Act 1986, this act came into force with effect from 15/4/1987, and this act was further amended in 1993, and the act is referred in short COPRA. So, this Consumer Protection Act will safeguard the consumers. So, the government will take all the necessary steps in order to protect the consumer by consuming the product, and also by engagement of the services provided by the service provider. There are certain features of Consumer Protection Act. So, features of the Indian Consumer Protection Act 1986. It will protect consumer against product and services which are harmful to the health of consumers, and then it will protect the consumer from the breach of contract by the seller or manufacturer, ensuring consumers with the supply of goods at fair quality, safeguard the consumer from the unhealthy product, safeguarding consumers against misleading and untrue messages communicated through advertisement, then ensuring that consumers are charged a fair price, ensuring a uninterrupted supply of goods, and then ensuring the availability of goods and services of correct quantity and right size, protecting the consumers against unlawful trade practices and unscrupulous traders, protecting the consumers against pollution of various kinds, protecting the consumers against the evil effect of competitions. So these are some of the safeguard measurement taken by the government through Consumer Protection Act 1986. So this act will help the consumer to safeguard themselves in the various aspects. The next one, objectives of Consumer Protection Act. That is, the following are the objectives of Consumer Protection Act. It will protect the consumer against marketing of goods which are hazardous and dangerous to life and property of consumers. That is, this Consumer Protection Act 1986 will protect the consumer against marketing of the goods which gives unhealth conditions, providing correct and complete information about the quality, quantity, purity, price and standard of goods, everything, to furnish the details to the consumers, protecting consumer from unfair trade practices, empowering consumers to seek redressal against exploitations, educate the consumer of rights and duties, ensuring better standard of living for consumer by providing them with a quality product at a fair price, and putting in place right mechanism like a council and other authorities to enable the consumer to enforce their rights. So these are some of the protectiveness of the consumer through Consumer Protection Act 1986. Next, caveat emptor. So caveat emptor is a Latin term that means let the buyer beware. So buyer means the consumer. Similar to the phrase sold as is, this term means that the buyer assumes the risk that a product fails to meet expectations or have defects. So in other words, the principle of caveat emptor serves as a warning to the buyer that they have no recourse with the seller if the product does not meet their expectations. So generally the buyer, that is the consumer, will have some expectations. If the expectation is not arise means, then they will be dissatisfied about the product. Caveat emptor in practice. Under the principle of caveat emptor, a consumer purchases a coffee mug and later discovers that it has a leak. He has no choice other than to keep it with him. So according to their principle, the buyer should have been cautious and should have thoroughly examined the product to check the defect if any. So the consumer, whenever he goes to buy the product means, first of all he can analyze and he have thorough knowledge about the product, and he should examine the product before it can be purchased by the consumer with the help of the remedies given under this act, Consumer Protection Act 1986. Then caveat venditor. Caveat emptor was the rule for most purchases and land sales prior to the Industrial Revolution, although sellers assume much more responsibilities for the integrity of their products, goods in the present day. So today most sales in the US fall under the principle of caveat venditor, so which means the seller beware, by which goods are covered by an implied warranty of merchantability. So unless otherwise advertised or negotiated with the buyer, nearly all consumer products are guaranteed to work if used for their intended purposes. So caveat venditor means the seller should be in safe hand, because of the seller already give all details about the product which are went to market for sale. So if due to the carelessness of the buyer, if any defect arises means, the buyer will not be eligible to file any case against the seller. Due to this caveat venditor, they are to be safer in one hand. The seller will be safer in one hand. So with that, we conclude this video session. So students, you can go through all the points which are taught in this online class. Read and write all the topics in your assignment notebook and send a task complete message in the group without fail. Thank you.